2, 1, go!
It's one of our most basic tools, and one of the most powerful. In the hands of an expert, it can chop through 14 inches of solid wood in a matter of seconds. And no one wields an axe with more precision, speed, and cutting power than competitive lumberjacks.
We're in beautiful western New York, the little town of Clarkson, for Good Neighbor Days. The axes are sharp, the saws are gonna be racing. So don't get off the couch, stay right there. It's time for Lumberjacks. Now, looking at Corey, of course, it doesn't look like he's quite hitting the notch hard enough. I know you got to really swing the axe hard to get those hits in deep on the springboard notches. Now, at this point, Chris, who's a much harder hitter, is ahead of Corey at this point.
That's right. Corey obviously not really well versed yet in the springboard chop. You can see him. He doesn't really realize that this is a really strong springboard. He should be putting all his weight on the back of that springboard, settling that down to the horizontal so he can get a really good swing. Really hard to chop when your back leg is up that high.
Yeah, he took a double take on his right foot out back there to see if he was actually able to be comfortable as possible. Looks like Chris is going to be way ahead of him at this point. He is way ahead of him, ready to move over to the backside.
饭，你还记得吗？我还请你吃过饭呢。
哥，
大哥。
看呐，出嚟洗地啦！
Why are there copies of the STIHL section all over the place? Do you have a dog? A little chow or something?
No, Helen.
Is that a raincoat?
Yes, it is. In '87, Huey released this, 4, their most accomplished album. I think their undisputed masterpiece is Hip to Be Square. A song so catchy, most people probably don't listen to the lyrics. But they should, because it's not just about the pleasures of conformity and the importance of trends. It's also a personal statement about the band itself. Hey, Paul! Ah! Right there, you reservation endorsement now, you fucking stupid bastard!
pigs. Let me come in. Not by the hair on your chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. Here's Johnny.
I'm on 17! Ah! I have no point to you outscoring me! 19!
Что такое?
В общем, серебряная папиросница. Посмотрите.
Ты не серебряная вроде. Ишь, навертел. Да что это он тут такой навертел?
Hold your axe throwing. All right, bring it in.
Look at Guillermo.
Yeah, bring it in, and then this will be a bad birthday present.
Man. Thank you, sir. Happy birthday.
Thank you very
much.
No, Guillermo, I think it's better that you're on this side.
Come over here.
Yeah, this would be the ideal place. Now, should I be worried because I didn't practice this at all, and there's a lot of people.
Listen, it's not like football, so you don't want to like curve it.
Okay.
Straight over the head. Straight over the head.
What if it? My God. This seems like a terrible idea.
Your turn.
Just.
Come on.
Just do it straight.
Going in the arc.
All right, Guillermo.
Come on, Guillermo.
Once you have your target set up, you want to measure 15 feet away. You can do that with your feet to get a rough idea, or you can use a tape measure and then mark it. That's going to be the starting point. So from 15 feet, you want to throw the same every time consistently and adjust your distance. It may seem like a shortcut, but once you get your axe to stick, you can start messing around with different techniques and such. So you're throwing at 15 feet, your axe lands like this, you know it's rotating too much, so you want to move forward 6 or so inches. From 15 feet, if your axe lands like this, you know it's not rotating enough, and you want to move back 6 or so inches. And from there, you can find the perfect distance to start getting creative with your throws. So now you're 15 feet away, you got your target set up, it comes down to actually throwing the axe. Most important thing is making sure your throw is consistent. Now, the way I describe it to people is let the axe slide out of your hand when it wants to. It knows what it needs to do to get to the target. And if you find it's not sticking, that's when you start messing around with your distance. Once you find the perfect distance, mark it and just keep practicing.
Now when we approach a door, obviously first thing we're going to do is try before we pry. We find a door that needs to be forced. And instead of standing here and driving into the jamb, we're actually going to stand slightly to the side and try to get more of an angle just above our lock mechanism. You can see right there on one hit, on behind the jamb, I've damaged the door and its locking mechanism, and I've got more of the axe to use to force that door in.
Det är helt underbart med den här gamla kulturen. Men det jag ville visa er här idag, det är Hultafors nya yxserie. Hultafors Premium Access. En fantastiskt trevlig satsning av en anrikt företag som har historik som går tillbaka till slutet av 1600-talet. Vätterhall, också 30-tums skaft, rakt. Dubbeläggad yxa. Syftet med den här är ju då primärt som en kastyxa, men historiskt sett så har ju dubbeläggade yxor nyttjats inte minst i staterna, där ena äggen fick vara den vassaste och en andra äggen lite mer fulägg, om man får säga så, där man använde den sidan när man jobbade närmare rötter och sten på marken.
Again with a very good combination coming forward. Beautiful KO! Wow! Wow! Unbelievable! Absolutely amazing axe kick. Wow!
I mean, he doesn't go around killing animals as he pleases. In his mind, he had a reason.
Carl Miller decided to kill the pony, his daughter says, in order to prevent it from causing any damage to this fence, which is owned by his neighbor. The family doesn't own a gun, so the best option, she says, was a nearby axe. Miller's arrest citation indicates he used the axe to split the horse's head.
He could have done it differently, yeah. But at that moment, that's the only solution he saw.